Welcome back to the channel. We left off on the last video, my wife and I coming back from breakfast, which was just this morning. Today marks 3 weeks, 21 days exactly after we wrecked the award-winning champion Swamp Water. It's pretty much been sitting here the whole time. Like I mentioned in the video, the Shadow has pretty much monopolized a lot of my time, which is fine because I really wanted to get it ready. But now it's time to start doing something with the Gold Wing. So I'm probably not going to start working on it today, but what I am going to do today is I'm going to back it out of here. I'm going to move it in the back, my back porch. My back porch is about 95% always shaded. I've got a lot more room in there. I can leave it sit where I'm working without having to roll it in and out of the garage, etc., and it doesn't get too hot. I do have a cover that I'll put on it at night when I'm not working on it. I at least want to get it back there today, and we can probably start working on it early in the morning. By the way, if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, a lot of you guys are watching my videos. I really thank you for all the views. Hit that subscribe button down below. It's red, it's free, it doesn't cost anything. It helps me out quite a bit. The more I grow, the more other people will trust that it's okay to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. So without further ado, let's get the Swamp Water out of the garage. To work on it. I for sure need to change a radiator. My buddy Shep sent me a right radiator. So we're going to see if it works. If it doesn't, I know I can get a whole new set for about 140 bucks on eBay. That's where these came from. It's fine. I haven't gone through all the plastics yet to see what he sent, what I need. I know he sent me a new headlight housing. We're going to start on that this week, probably tomorrow morning. At least some disassembly. I had to put a little bit of oil. I had to put about a quart of oil in. I have to come back here because the left side's leaking. Pretty sure it's a valve cover. He sent me a valve cover. I'm going to see if I need to replace the gasket or not. Probably so. But yeah, we're going to get started and we're going to do it all back here because my porch, while dirty from the wind knocking shit down from the trees, and it's been about a year since I pressure washed, but it's always shaded back here. I've got a cover I can put on it while I'm not working on it, so we'll see when we start on it. All right, we are a couple days later from when I first shot putting the Gold Wing in the back, and once again we are on shadow maintenance. We're going to be on shadow maintenance for at least 2 more days, briefly. So our new tires came in, but I don't have a way on this motorcycle to prop up both the rear and the front wheels. So I really don't have much of a choice than to take the wheels down one at a time to the ride factory to have those swapped out. So tonight we're going to work on getting the front one off. Shouldn't take too long. I got to figure out what I have to disconnect on the caliper, if anything. And then I'll take it down tomorrow, have that tire replaced, bring it back, put it on, and then tomorrow night take the rear wheel off, take it down Friday, have it replaced, bring it back. You know the whole story. The problem with the Honda Shadow, if you look out there on the internet for jacking up a Shadow, even the guys making videos, there's not many making videos about it, say that their jack guys aren't real happy with this design. You can't put the jack directly across because the way the engine is and the water pump, which is over here, really interferes with the jack. It puts too much pressure on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jack it up just long enough to put jack stands under the frame here to get the rest of that off, and that's how I'm going to keep it propped up. I considered, this is a lovely angle, I considered putting the paddock stand on the rear, putting the jack stands in the front to do it that way, but I don't trust that the paddock stand is going to hold it in place for a whole like 24 hours with the grandson running in and out. I just don't want to take that risk. So I'd rather just make 2 trips, play a little bit safe, and then we'll go from there. Once again, whoever had this, or the guy who had this bike before, or the one before him, didn't torque the axle nut or the axle bolt that goes in on one end. So it was very easy for the wife to just go in there and break torque on it. Sometime in the next few minutes. Let's go. I thought I was going to outsmart the motorcycle, jack it up with the flat version of the motorcycle jack and put jack stands under it, but the motorcycle jack does not go up high enough to fit traditional jack stands. And I could probably, thing is, I know I could probably use like 4x4s or 6x6s or something to put underneath the frame, you know, just to hold it while I got the wheel off, but I don't have either one of those things, so I'll have to figure out something else. I've got a lot of shit on my mind, things that I kind of alluded to a few minutes ago. We'll cover that though. We'll cover that though, and I'll tell you all about that stuff.
All right, boys, here we go. Here we go. Got the old lady Shadow. Yeah, baby. Last time I rode this motorcycle with the camera on was when we picked it up. So since then, you guys have followed along. I think you followed along. We got the mirrors on. We got the blinkers on. I've changed the oil. I've flushed the coolant. I've tightened the chain. I've cleaned, lubed, and waxed the chain. Got the new seat on. Mounted the radiator because it was just hanging on by a zip tie. The bike sounds great, feels great. So we're on the way to the Ride Factory. These tires are dry rotted, like I mentioned in the last video. So neither one of us are comfortable having that on, having these on her motorcycle as her tires still. So I bought tires, I bought some Dunlops, like I mentioned. As you saw earlier in the video, I couldn't get the motorcycle up high enough to put jack stands under it. There's not a whole lot of videos out there on people jacking up the Shadow 750, but at least one that I found, maybe 2, it was difficult for these people. And I responded to one of them, and the guy's even like, yeah, my jack guy, or my tire guy, he hates this motorcycle for this very reason, and this is his job. So it's very strange. So I'm having to pay for labor that I didn't want to have to pay for, just so they can get the wheels off to get the tires on for me. My plan was to take them down wheels in hand. I am buying inner tubes from the Ride Factory and a rim strip. I have one rim strip that I'm bringing to them, the 15-inch. That one, it's not widely available online. So I went down to Honda. They had one in stock, so we're getting it done there. Well, she sounds good, don't she? Yeah, I decided on going new inner tube. I don't know how old the shit is inside of here, so we're just going to start from scratch. I did receive several comments on the last video where people were like, I always change my inner tubes. I have still heard since then of people saying, nah, I don't change my inner tubes if they're not needed. One person left a comment that they decided not to do inner tubes, and their significant other ended up in an accident because the inner tube blew. So, unfortunate lesson learned there. I don't want to do that. I'm tired of learning my lesson. So, as a matter of fact, my luck is so bad, man. If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any. I think a lot of you guys might understand that sentiment. So, all I got to do is get it down to the Ride Factory and hope and pray that we don't have a blowout on the way there. I don't think we will, but I didn't think I was going to get in an accident 4 weeks ago today. And look where we ended up. Trying to get my wife in the habit of just using the key on this motorcycle versus the kill switch. We'll get her there. She doesn't have to, but that's a habit I'm in. That's just one less piece of the equation to account for, just in case something goes wrong. You know what I mean?
I had a hunch when I came down here that I was going to run into some of Tampa's most undesirable characters. But I was wrong. These are the most desirable motherfuckers I've ever seen. How about you? All right, Brian from the Ride Factory came out here and gave it a good little once-over. He says, this her first bike? I'm like, yep. Like, are you getting her fender? Everybody asked that right away. First, I want to get her a cheap-ass vest because the fender that I'm going to get for her is $350. So that's where, yep, blue collar bobbers, I'm getting their fender.
Look up.
Yeah.
Coming through.
So
Beep, beep.
I have to catch up because we bought the bike for $2,400. I've already got probably $700 into it. Maybe $1,000 into it after I pay for this, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
$3,500.
Well, well, the thing is, she saw this because it was already bobbed. So whatever motorcycle we got, we're gonna bob it. So this one was already bobbed, so whatever.
It costs less to chop stuff off and put it back on.
That's very true. That is very true. But the things that we've done though, like I would have bought this stuff anyway and chopped. Anyway, we're gonna leave it here for a few hours. Spiff told me probably 2 to 3 hours, which in shop talk really means 4 to 5 hours. I know that. So afterward, we'll come up, pick it up, maybe swing by Jack's. It depends on how hot and sweaty I feel like being, since we had a pretty heavy night of drinking once again. Nothing standard. So I'm feeling the sweat feels like a sheen of grease. Haven't showered yet. Why would I? I'm fucking nasty later.
Well. Got the new shoes on. She looks good. Everything's great. Shelby went through it, showed me a couple things. It's got, I guess this foot peg mount down on the frame has a missing bolt in it. The front master cylinder is now leaking. I have a strong suspicion it's because we have the new fluid in there since we put all that bullshit out of there last week. He connected the clutch switch, which I didn't have connected before. All right, let's do it. Let's get out of here. God, I'm so full. Every now and then, I'm sure a lot of people do, but I was getting every now and then I get low blood sugar attacks, and I had one coming on, so I had asked the wife to stop, and I got some orange juice, and the only size they had was like a liter, so that's pretty much overkill for almost any beverage except beer. And I'm really bloated because I drank almost all of it. So now we're heading over to Kyle's house. You guys know Kyle. Everybody knows Kyle. Everybody loves Kyle, I think. Should. Or not. I've got some wheels I've been carrying for him. I've been holding for him for a couple weeks for a project that he was going to start working on. And I think he may have changed his mind on it. I'm not sure. So I'm giving those to him. And then against my better judgment, he's got an electronic drum set that he's giving to my grandson. So I'm kind of stoked about it. I'm glad my grandson is interested in some kind of music. I mean, the dude's got so much energy. He's 3, right? All 3-year-olds have a shit ton of energy. Anyway, he's 3. He's got a lot of energy. And every time we go to the Guitar Center store, man, he beelines it directly to where the drums are. He loves beating on those things. And sure, he doesn't have any rhythm, but he's 3, you know. But he's got pretty good coordination with it, man. He hits the toms and the snare wherever he wants. So I'm thankful that we were looking at getting him something. And Kyle's like, I got this set. I'm not using it. Let me give it to him. I'll tell you what, man. He's like Uncle Carl. I know he might claim he doesn't like kids, but he sure is damn good with them. So you tell me if you're good with kids or not, you know. With these being electronic drums, I'm really hoping that it has a headphone jack. I'm sure it does. Because as excited as I am about my grandson getting into something or wanting to get into something, I mean, beating on shit with a stick is something that I think we can all relate to. But I'm excited for him, but at the same time, it's like, I know it's going to be a little bit irritating sometimes because I'm an old man and he's a young kid beating on shit with a stick. God, the bike feels great. I mean, I probably can't really tell a difference when it has tires on or not, but at least like the peace of mind is there that wasn't there before. You know what I mean? That's a pretty big factor, because if you don't have that peace of mind while you're riding, it makes for a very uncomfortable ride overall. You know, it's hot out in summer, but this pace right here is actually pretty freaking beautiful. It's like there's just enough coolness left in the air to where when you're going 55, 60 miles an hour, you can actually feel it, and it does cool you down. It's only when you stop where it really gets hot. It's not the heat, it's the humidity, as they say. All right, picked up the boys' drum set. Heading up to Jack's. You guys have been there before. I kind of know where I'm going. I got it in GPS, but Kyle's heading out too, so we're going to ride a couple miles together at least. Two loud Harley-Davidson brothers sharing the open road, wind in our hair. Hey, it looks like we're riding directly into a storm. What would riding this motorcycle be without riding into or through a storm? It's a common theme every time the Shadow is started. It's like a call for thunder. The rain comes rolling in, ready to wreak havoc on the land below. And the Shadow is there.
I'll take it 301.
Adamo?
Yeah, add it to what?
I don't know. I'm just looking at my map.
Okay, the next light, State Road 60. I think you guys are probably going to go right to 301.
Yeah, probably. From there, I'll know where to go.
I'm going left. You guys are probably going right.
I swear, we are actually going right into that. Unless it's moving that way. But why would it be moving that way? WMBR 1976.5 on your FM dial. Hot and shitty. I got so sweaty standing back there at Kyle's house that this breeze is actually like an air-conditioned unit. Good old Uncle Carl taking care of my boy Damien. I appreciate that, man. Yep, we're getting rained on. I can feel it, boys. Oh, this is great. This is great. I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't think I've ever ridden this motorcycle where it just stayed dry the whole time. She has. I haven't. So Shelby adjusted the grips, well, these, assemblies backwards a little bit, which helps with the levers. I thought about doing that, and I decided not to. I'm glad he did it for me, so I didn't have to make that decision. To be honest with you, man, I like days like today where, I'm a hungover. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really hungover. Last night was a wild fucking ride for both of us. But I like those days where you got shit to do and you can go do it all on a motorcycle. I don't know. It just kind of feels old school. Like I've got to go to this. I got to go down to the shop. Got to go see these two friends. Got to go hang out with this dude for a little bit. Then go to another friend's house. All on a motorcycle. I don't know, man. There's just something about that. It just feels right. It feels like a good day. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. I can do this just about any time. I mean, I got shit to do at the house, but it's nice to be out running errands on the motorcycle, even if it's not one that I'm going to be riding all the time. I mean, I might. I actually like her bike quite a bit. Nowhere near as fast as my Triumph. Nowhere near as comfortable as my Goldwing. Well, my 3/4 Goldwing. But there's just, I don't know, I like it. I like it a lot. It feels good. It sounds good. I think it looks pretty fucking cool. I mean, even though the paint's peeling away all the places that got hit by that rain, it still looks cool. I like when a motorcycle looks cool. Don't you? I think that's a pretty common theme amongst motorcyclists everywhere. Let's get on down to Jack's. Hopefully I can dodge this rain. I don't think so, because we still got like 4 or 5 miles going up this way. It looks like we're heading right into it. So, let's see how lucky we can get.
Rice cooking in the microwave. Oh no, that's not where you're going with that. Look at Peepaw over here. You never know what you're gonna run into when you come to Jack's. You got a whole stable. He looks like a dealership. Buy here, pay here. Colleen thinks it's funny.
It's the island of the misfit motorcycles.
It is the island of misfit motorcycles. He's been all hyped up about his Firebolt lately. He's just waiting to get this belt for it so he can go shred some shit up. Hey, what's this wire hanging down from it? Oh, perfect.
That's leftover parts and pieces that I never connected.
No, actually, that's the kickstand switch.
The kickstand switch, when it was apart for 2 years, got damaged, and I've got to get a new kickstand switch. But again, my goal is to have one of every Buell.
We've got 1, 2, 3 Buells here. Don't you have another one in the shed in there?
It's a hot. No.
The dungeon. The 900?
Yeah, that's the hot.
Her 900?
My baby.
Her baby. Then the Kawasaki he got from Kyle. And then this turd that if I ever see it on the street again, I'll just go the other way.
Did you see when you type in sketchy chopper, his bike and Weems's video show up on Google? It's like the 6th one.
See? You heard it here. You search sketchy chopper.
It's like the 6th one down.
So it could be a meme that you say, hey, look that up in the dictionary. You'll find Jack's chopper. But no, literally, Google is the dictionary these days. And look it up in the dictionary, and that's what you're going to find. And then the old lady's bobber. It's been fun riding this bike, but I do create rain when I get on it. So it only stopped raining right now because I turned the bike off. In a few minutes when we leave, it'll start up again. Watch. Watch.
Okay, so the whole point of going to Jack's, well, besides hanging out with my buddy for a few minutes, was to see if the fender that he had for his CB900 was to see if that was going to fit the front of this motorcycle. It does not. So, I wouldn't say back to square one. I mean, we kind of knew we needed a fender for this thing. I didn't really believe that old CB900 fender was going to work anyway, but definitely with the new tires, and obviously as a result, the old tires, the tires are too fat for that fender, and that's okay. I mean, it would have been nice to have something like that for free. Well, the price of friendship, that's what it costs. But it's not going to work, so I'm going to have to find something else. I mean, I know where I can get one, the perfect size, everything great for $200. It's just like, $350 for the rear fender that I want to mount, $200 for the front fender. There's another $550. Plus, the people that I buy that shit from, they charge quite a bit for shipping, like $50-$60. It's a little bit much, but it's a convenience factor because I know that shit fits. It's blue collar bobbers. I mentioned them on the last video, I think. They have a lot of great stuff. They're the ones I bought the seat from, the light mount kit, both for the front and the back. So I might pay a little bit more for what they have, but it comes with knowing that it's gonna fucking work. So now we're gonna head back to the house. We're gonna unload this drum set for the boy. I don't know if we're heading out tonight or not. Last night we talked about heading out, maybe getting her out on the motorcycle as well. I don't know that we have a babysitter for the grandson. If not, we may just stay in tonight. Or worst case scenario, I'll head out on my own, and that'll be that. Like they say, man, if you don't like the weather, wait a few minutes. All that rain that we just had is right over there. Got a little bit more that I'm kind of headed into, so I'm hoping that by taking a regular road and not a freeway, that we can miss some of it, but we'll see what happens. If you're not riding in the rain in Florida, you're not riding in Florida. That's what they say.
All right, fam, that is going to wrap this one up. I had another 14 minutes in this video, believe it or not, and I decided to cut it out. Earlier in the video, I mentioned talking about some things that were on my mind, and I did. I talked about it for quite a while in this video while we were riding. And somewhere after I got through editing all that piece of it, I think just hearing it all again, I changed my mind, at least temporarily. I did export that piece out as a separate video, not one that'll be released by itself, but I may come back and talk about it on its own separate thing. So I have that section. It's still kind of a long video, but I really don't want to get into it right now, at least not publicly, not until I've resolved some things that I need to take care of. But anyway, thanks for coming along. This was a lot. A lot of this video was just doing things that we normally do. Like I mentioned, sometimes it's not always, nice travel videos or experiencing different parts of the country and other whatever. I don't have that kind of time or money to do that yet. Maybe one day. But it was a fun week, day, whatever, that we got most of this stuff done. So thanks for coming along for that. And until next time, we'll see you later.